Hello, 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 hello. Now, I'm doing a two-parter today. One is for my very special group of people that I really love, truly love. And I was very humbled by one of our group did a vlog, she called it. And I love that. I think she ought to call it something else, and I have some ideas about that. But old Steph and her brain, sometimes we need to say, shut up on the brain. I'm glad I have my brain. I really am. Uh, Sometimes it doesn't work as good as it used to. That's life. Now I'm going to do my vlog. Okay? I decided I think that's a great idea. And I'm going to do one, especially after what's been happening lately. If I sound a little shaky today, it's because I am. I had a seizure this morning, and I'm really shaky. And that's some of my problems, too. I have seizures. And I'm going to tell you about me a little bit. This is my vlog. Okay, Mimi? I loved it. I subscribed. And I gave you a thumbs up. Now mine is this. My first husband, that's why I'm going to do a thing about love between husband and wives pretty soon. Nope, don't think it'll be bad, because it'll be a good one, I promise. But my first husband was a very dangerous man. He was very sick. That's how I like to think of it. I forgave him long ago. At least 40, not 40, but about 25 years ago. I definitely forgave him. I knew he was sick, come on. Why, a man that would keep a woman captive and beat the crap out of her so bad that he breaks several of her vertebrae in her neck? That's insanity, total insanity. And there are a lot of other things I could tell you about it, but I'm not going to. Suffice it to say that it was a horrible experience, and I'm going to tell you something. When I do talk about it to people, sometimes they go, well, Steph, why didn't you get out of it sooner? It's kind of like being an alcoholic. Unless you've been there, you don't know anything. You really don't. And especially 42 years ago. And that's when it was. 42 years ago. Our world was a whole lot different than it is today. For any of you that are anywhere near my age, you know. Okay, now, my problems probably started when I was born, too. As it turned out, I had, what they call it? Well, it was spinal stenosis, and it came when I was born. I was born with it. Most of my brothers and sisters have it too. So almost everybody in my family has some kind of back trouble. Every single 6 of us. Every single one of us. Okay? Yeah, we all do. Now, I had the worst because my first husband broke almost all the vertebrae in my neck. And fortunately, the spinal cord didn't break. And I think it was because I was so young and I was very flexible. I'd taken tap, ballet. I was trying to be a ballerina early in my life, so I was extremely flexible. Okay, so anyway, Uh, so I had all these vertebrae broken, but back then, 42 years ago, the good heavens, quit. I just got an appointment reminder on my during my video, and I'm sorry if you saw it. It's ridiculous. Um, but back then, the doctors did not know what to do with people like me. They braced us, and sometimes they didn't always brace us. Oh, yeah, that's amazing to think about that, isn't it? Well, now today I'm fused from here to here, and I got the scar to prove it. And I'm all metal and all of that, and I can't bend my neck very good. And I have a funny story about that when they were trying to take pictures of me when I first moved down here. One of the neurosurgeons I found to go to for my brain aneurysm, but they weren't looking at my brain aneurysm, they were looking at my spine. And they were going to take x-rays of my neck, and they go, now bend your chin down to your chest. And I said, sorry, can't do. No can do. And it shocked me that they would even ask me that, because all of this came from the doctor. It should have been in the notes. And the guy thought I was being a smart aleck. I'll put it nicely. And I said, sir, I truly can't bend my neck. I'm sorry. It's all fused. And so they took the x-rays, and lo and behold, she wasn't kidding. And so then they did a CT of my lower back, and that's always fun when they find out, oh, yeah, I guess there is a problem back there. But anyway, they didn't want any piece of me, okay? I had just moved here, and I hadn't found the right doctors yet. I hadn't found out how to do anything living in the Deep South yet. Okay. It's cold today, by the way. We're only 59, so I'm kind of cold. Oh yeah, I know the rest of you are going, oh, poor Steph. But anyway, I don't want this to be too long. When I was about 40, I was out partying one night, and I came home, and I had lots of problems with pain in my back anyway. But I'd learned to live with it, you know. Although my daughter had always told me, Mom, I never remember you not complaining that your back hurt. She used to tell me that. When she was a grown-up, she told me that. And I thought, man, did I? Shoot. You know, because that's kind of embarrassing. But I guess it just came out without even thinking. So anyway, I came home partying, and I didn't want to stop, and I fell in the front yard. And I fell flat on my back on the grass. And guess what? Broke my lower back totally in half. Yes, believe it or not, to completely in half. Yep, just below the spine. Totally in half. And I'll bet if we could get pictures that a little lower, you could see the crack, the leftover break. But anyway, that started the journey. And I'm talking about the severe pain journey. Well, I didn't know what to do, who to go to, or whatever, because they really didn't seem to care that I had broken my lower back. And they gave me hardly any instructions, and yes, I was in a wheelchair for a little while. And I went back to work, and I went back way too soon, but I had a doctor that I talked into signing the papers for me. I could be persuasive. And it made it worse. Frankly, it made it worse. By doing all that, I did not help things at all. I just made everything worse. So, I'm not trying to make this long, so I finally found the right doctors, but my insurance wouldn't cover it, so it was a mess. I had to wait 2 years to get in finally for my first spinal operation. That's when they put these little round circular cages in. Those are called spinal cage fusions. That's what that's called. So I had 2 levels done, and they said the third level was bad, but they were trying to keep from doing it because they were going to have to put the rods in with the cages. And I thought, oh my God, I don't want all that metal in me. So I agreed to just 2. Okay, now they also didn't know how long these suckers were going to last. And the doctor told me, he said, Steph, you're the 83rd person I've done in the Kansas City area. Only 2 doctors were doing this kind of operation. I found it online because I was a computer programmer. So, I knew the places to go and find things. And that was in 1998 when I had that operation. Well, I think it lasted about 10 years. I really do. I think that's about it. Because I started going downhill pretty quick. And now, then, after that happened, I had a brain aneurysm, 2008. And it was bad. It was a real bad one. It was 8 by 10, 6 by 8 millimeter. Either 6 by 8 or 8 by 10. I can't remember which right now. But they found it, and, they immediately, I'd passed out in the car. And that's what started the whole thing, starting to look in the brain to see what the heck was going on. Well, they found the aneurysm, and I had real long hair like I do now. Well, I kept saying, you're not going to cut my hair off, are you? When they told me I was going to have an operation. And I went to one of the best colleges or hospitals. It was a college hospital combo. And by the time they went in, they found it ruptured. They were shocked that I was alive. Okay? They were shocked. And they put 4 stents in the left quadrant. Titanium. So when I say I'm full of metal, I ain't kidding. I am. So this is loaded with metal from here to here. My T1 is part of it, so they got into the thoracic too. At any rate, so that's what happened. Okay, now I've been falling lately, more than I've been saying. But when I fell out I fell in my garage twice, and then I fell outside the same day. I fell outside at the, where I picked my mail up, outside. And fortunately, I had a million magazines that came down first. And amazingly, I landed on the magazines, okay? So, but here's the problem. I got an arm I don't know if you can see how bad this is, but it's pretty bad. Um, it's from wearing the brace so much, but my hand, this doesn't work very good, okay? So anyway, I came down on all fours, but I think I came down on all fours in the garage the first time, and one time I came down on my back, and that's not always very good. So because of that, now I got to have all these tests done, okay? Well, first they did the uh, uh, it's my brain. I had a seizure this morning. I'm sorry. First they did the pictures of my spine and my hips. I don't want to take up too much time. And my father was on his way to becoming a doctor, so he's pretty smart when it comes to reading, uh, you know, pictures, x-rays and stuff. So I emailed all the pictures up to my sister where he lives. He lives with her. And he took a look at them and he agreed that, uh-oh, we got a problem. My back is crushed. Partially. Not entirely, but partially. And that's probably why I'm falling. One of the reasons. And he said one of my hips looks like it might be deteriorating. And I thought, oh no, come on now, don't tell me that. And he was like super adamant about get to the Mayo Clinic now. Because down here where I live, forget it. The doctors are just, I love them, but forget it, okay? But the good news is the Mayo is only 2 hours away from me. 2 hours driving time. I can't do it. Somebody is going to have to take me. So that's up in the air right now. And I ain't doing it at Christmas, and I'm not doing it when my son's death anniversary is. And that's another thing. In 2011, my baby boy passed away. And I consider that a horrible thing. He was my baby boy. And he died for this country. And I just thought I'd let you all know that. That hurts me more than a partially crushed back or anything else. That's my worst pain in life. And I do ask my whatever I believe in to help me with it, but I miss my baby boy. He was a sweetheart. I'll talk to y'all later. I love you. This is for my disabled group. I love y'all. Bye.